Welcome to Monday Night Comics. Welcome to Comics with Dan. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am glad to continue the streak of consecutive Mondays that I've been able to stream. It's been like 4 or 5 at this point. But I am happy about the number of books that I have to talk about tonight, because there's a handful that I read last week because it was a really big pull week for me, because I had missed a couple weeks, I think, and then there's a lot coming up, and there's a lot on final order cutoff, so there's no shortage of books to talk about. So let's get right into it without delay. All right, I'll pull up my League of Comic Geeks list here. Now, the one that actually didn't make it onto my list, just because I hadn't read it when I was making the list, was actually right here, Superman number 35. Okay. This one is extremely important to the DC K.O. Event. It's like the Justice League Unlimited DC K.O. tie-ins. Like I've said a couple times, these are not they're not books that you have to have to understand what's going on with K.O. But the Superman tie-ins are certainly a lot more prevalent to the main story. Now, I also have this with me because I haven't gotten a chance to read this one yet. I think I should have read this before I read Superman, but I mean, the spoiler that I saw wasn't really anything too groundbreaking, so not a huge deal. But we will get into DC K.O. Because there's a lot of interesting things that are happening in Superman that's leading up to issue number 5 that's coming this week. So we'll definitely talk about that. But first, we'll go right down this list. Okay, so Captain America. So I'm interested because you'll notice that we have at the top of this cover, Armageddon assembles in 4 months, right? And same with Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. Okay, 4 months. And I don't know if oh, there we go. Okay, so the League has a listing for this event, Avengers Armageddon. Right now, I haven't read the Will of Doom yet, but you can see I'm pulling the other items in the list here. What I'm a little confused about on this list is this whole comics giveaway day 2026. I wonder if like the official free comic book day group isn't officially sponsoring the day anymore. I don't know how that exactly works, but and then this is interesting, Ultimate Impact Reborn. So we've got let's see if this has anything to do with the Ultimate Universe legacy lives on. Miles Morales returns from the Ultimate Universe with a plan. Oh geez. Okay, so I feel like I probably need to get caught back up on the Ultimate Universe if I'm gonna go through this. But basically, Captain America is starting to lead up to this. Honestly, if we look back at, I think even the issue before this, so issue number 6, I think even this one had it at the top. Yeah, it still says Armageddon assembles in 5 months. It hasn't been overly apparent how this story relates to what's going to happen in the Armageddon event. Now, that being said, a character from the first arc of this book shows up in the Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon book. I don't know, when did this one come out? The 18th. You know what? It's been long enough that I'm gonna spoil it. So close your ears if you don't want to hear it. So obviously the Captain America shield that you see on the cover for the Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. So he's fighting Nuke, right? Which I believe, if I remember correctly, I feel like I read a New Warriors issue that with Nuke in it like ages ago. I could be wrong. But I feel like that's where I got introduced to him. But the Captain America shield is not Steve Rogers, but rather Dave Colton's. And so Dave Colton from the first arc of Chip Zdarsky's Captain America shows up at the very end of this Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon issue. I was very excited about that. I knew that there was no way that we had seen the last of Dave Colton, but I didn't realize he was going to show up that quickly again. I really like him as a character. I think he encapsulates a period of American history that is, I don't know if embarrassing is the right word, but certainly something very, very conflicting, and uh, certainly not something that I would say America should necessarily be proud of. And just the impact that it had on regular people like Dave Colton. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited that Colton is back, and I'm really looking forward to reading the next issue of that. Um, I had seen some complaints on the league about like Cap kind of just being a fall in line soldier in this, but I just feel like it's such the opposite of that, because he is challenging authority and he's standing up for what he believes and trying to help people, but also not like insert himself where he doesn't belong all at the same time. There's a lot of conflict there, and I don't think like it's not being spelled out for you right in the pages. But if you read, you know, if you understand kind of where Chip Zdarsky's going with this story, like it's pretty apparent that that's what Cap's struggling with in this book. So um I mean, like I liked JMS's run for Captain America, but to me this is a big step up. And I'm even trying to think, like, was there a Captain America? I don't think there was a Captain America run before that, or in between JMS and Chip Zdarsky. But I think that, and I've said this before too, that this is between Chip Zdarsky's Batman and his Daredevil, and it's much closer to his Daredevil than it is to his Batman. So, and that's a very good thing, in my opinion. Uh, so Transformers. I mean, if you've watched before, you know that that my major complaint with this Transformers run has just been that like there's so many characters and I just don't understand, like I don't know them all, and it's hard for me to keep track. Like I really do at one point want to get like a cheat sheet of all the characters. I mean, it can even look kind of like this, right? When we have like a nice like headshot thing to see who's who, but like while I'm reading, I need something to refer to because, like, obviously, I know Megatron and Optimus Prime. I even know RC. I know, like, and Beachcomber has become a like one I'm familiar with, right? But there's just so many, and it's difficult to keep track of. Um, Now, what I did like about this is like Dan Mora's art is incredible, right? And it always is, um, and that's no exception here. The dialogue, I enjoyed the dialogue between um, Optimus Prime and Megatron. This really did not. I guess I don't know how I want to say this. This didn't feel quite as earned of a battle as the end of Daniel Warren Johnson's run. Like, I'm not sure why we have Optimus Prime and Megatron facing off so soon again. like just the slow burn of like build up to like Megatron, like he didn't even show like at all in the very early stages of Daniel Warren Johnson's run. And so when he finally showed up, like it was a big deal, right? Um, the main reason I keep pulling this book is it's because it's part of the Energon universe, and I really want to continue with that, and pull all the books that are coming through for that. Um, and so I do hope, I really think that maybe if I get like a cheat sheet that shows all the characters and their faces, that I'll have a better time with this. But it's tough because like the Dan Mora art just automatically elevates it so high. Um, but just the pure confusion and the lack of enjoyment and entertainment I get out of reading it makes it challenging to rate it much higher than the 3.5 stars that I gave it. Uh, this Batman and Robin number 30. So it seems like they've ended the Batman and Robin title, at least for this run. I'm sure it'll come back. Um, they've ended the Batman and Robin title with Philip Kennedy Johnson's last issue. Um, I mean, uh, this the one thing, at least for me personally, that this run should be applauded for um, is the way that Philip Kennedy Johnson wrote Damian Wayne. And I know that there were a lot of concerns about this early on when um, like when the first issue came out, right? Because the very first issue, I mean, you remember Damien's being extremely bratty to Bruce, and it's just like it's everyone's worried like, oh, there he's going to regress Damien back to the way that he was. Um, that's so far from what has happened, and to me, and please let me know if there's something else I should read that has progressed Damien's character more than this. I mean, the volunteering at the hospital, just his outlook on his Wayne ancestry is just it's explored in his relationship with Bruce, both as his father and as Batman and Robin. Um, it's so well done. Um, and like honestly, I did not come into this thinking that I would become a Damian Wayne fan, but I've now like there's now a standard for me that if Damian Wayne isn't written to this level, then the writer's doing the character a disservice. So it was a great ending. Um, the only comment I could say on it is that it may have been slightly rushed. That could possibly have something to do with, or it felt slightly rushed. Um, Now, on one hand, I was thinking that that could have something to do with the Marvel exclusive contract that PKJ has signed. Um, but he's also still doing, there's a Superman book that he's doing, and that's still going on. And like he went exclusive with Marvel a while ago. So I'm just not sure. Um, I'm really not sure if it's truly a case of him rushing the ending. But honestly, even that, right? The 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 when I say it's rushed, it's more so maybe just that like I feel like we could have used maybe another issue or like a larger issue at the end here. Um, but it wasn't anything egregious. It was well done. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be sad to see this one go. I am glad to have the dollars come off of my pull list. That's helpful. Let's see. So I talked about Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. What's interesting is so like this is not written by Saladin Ahmed, and I don't know if Ahmed is still writing the main Wolverine book or not. I read the first trade of it and enjoyed it enough. But this had a similar feeling that feel a similar feeling to it to Ahmed's run, even though he's not the one writing it. We're going to do a little exploration here and see if Nuke. Oh, it wasn't New Warriors. I know him from Daredevil Born Again. That feels a little dumb. Dumb that I didn't realize that. Not dumb that he's from one of the greatest runs of all time. I even own his first appearance. That's cool. That's interesting. So I mean this was pretty interesting. Again, I love that Dave Colton's back, so that's really exciting. This seems like it could be building up into what's an exciting event. So, Blood and Thunder, this was awesome. I don't know what it is about the. I don't know what it is about the writing of Benny Sereno that is just like he's making Blood just like one of my favorite characters in comics. Like she is so like she's a cool like action hero, but at the same time hilarious, right? But not like overdoing it and trying too hard in the way that like Deadpool does, right? It's just it's so well put together. And like you can give Robert Kirkman the credit for like the story beats, right? But I think when it comes down to the actual writing and like the the script, like that's all Sereno, right? And so he deserves a large amount of credit for this. It's a bummer to see like such low pull numbers on here. I mean, 1,500 people pulling it. I mean, I don't know if next one's any lower or higher. It looks like that's a little higher. But what's nice is that there doesn't seem to be an end in sight, right? We've got number 13 says new story arc, right? So that's promising. No, and so like this issue, we get to go to a new planet and get some more backstory on Blood, and like it's just the world that this is in is so massive and expansive, and I feel like it's just not, I don't know why, but it's not getting the attention that some of the other big Image books get. This should be up there on everyone's pull list like consistently. I mean, look, if you look at everyone that's reading it, I mean, there's 1 3.5 star, but we've got like 4.5 stars, 5 stars, like on the regular. I don't see there. Usually, there's like a average on here somewhere. Oh, there we go. 4.2, very positive, right? And so, let me see. Actually, let's see if we go to the series reviews. Well, it looks like I didn't rate number 9. Well, let's go do that. I don't even have it marked as read. I might need to go back and read that. I wonder if I read the. No, you know what? I know I read this because I put a I feel like I made a post about it. Yeah, I definitely read this. Okay, we're going to mark it as read, and we'll give it 4 stars because I, to be honest, don't remember, but I'm sure it was great. Okay, so it looks like I must have like followed like one person that read it and they stopped reading it after a certain point. But the community average is at 395. So like that's pretty solid. So, but yeah, so that one's really like that one's awesome. I don't know what the split on this is in regards to like the trades. Okay, so like this is gonna be volume 2. And then volume 3 is gonna have 13 through 18. Nice. Yeah, no, this is awesome. I love this series. So that's what I read there. Now, um, we'll get back to Batman #7 in a moment, but the one thing about Superman 35 that I read that's particularly interesting is I want to, and I'm gonna move the camera here for a moment. And we are going to pull this off the screen and we're going to look at this for a moment. So you'll see we have here, it's Lara Lorvan, all right? And I don't know exactly who that's supposed to be fair. I know that Lara is Superman's mom's name, but I don't know if like Laura Van is supposed to be what her name was before she was Lara L. But either way, she's from Krypton and talking to Time Trapper about how his or true origins that he was created on Krypton, and they keep talking about how like, but they keep talking about like how he's like the anti dark side and all that stuff. So um she's saying he wasn't only created for destruction. Okay, and so like on one hand, like I don't I can't say that I love all of the doomsday isn't actually just a monster thing. I think that like that Death of Superman crew probably wasn't looking for this, and they're like really twisting this character into something that he's not. But that being said, right, like if they're going to twist this character around, I have to say that they're doing a pretty good job of it, right? Like I might not agree with the direction that it's taking, but they're taking it in that direction well, if that makes sense. So the thing I find particularly interesting here is the your powers of resurrection represent second chances. It says death, rebirth, death, rebirth. You're the embodiment of life eternal, which I don't know that I particularly love the very direct, like Catholic relation there because Time Trapper is not life eternal. There's only one life eternal. But either way, the Krypton never got a second chance, Time Trapper. I hope you can help my son give his adopted world one. And so we've already established that like Darkseid's going to win, but the quote unquote win. But the the twist here is that Darkseid or that the King Omega is going to then be able to defeat Darkseid using the Omega energy, right? And so I think that we're talking like a Rebirth level reboot coming up, or like a Flashpoint level Rebirth. I won't say Crisis on Infinite Earths level rebirth or reboot, because I don't think that'll ever happen again. But um I mean, like the well, now what's interesting again, right, is there's also something about, like, actually, was it in the end here? Oh no, so that's like Superboy Prime. There, that stuff leading into the next run, or the next arc of Superman, right? The post DC KO Superman, which is apparently going to be very Superboy Prime focused. So I do find that interesting. I don't know where Superman's going to be, um, but I want to see. Oh no, it's not actually in here. It's in the solicit for DC KO 5, is that it says something along the lines of, like, see who's crowned King Omega. I was pretty sure that. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. So the very end of DCKO 4, um, Lex Luthor is determined to be the quote unquote winner of the tournament, but then he has to face, I guess, Darkseid. I still feel like that makes him King Omega, because he is the one who's then going to take on Darkseid. But maybe I misunderstood the tournament. But that's kind of where I thought this was. So interestingly, and leading kind of into that, is the final battle for the heart of Apocalypse. In the melee that started with dozens of heroes and villains vying for their chance to win the ultimate power in the universe, now only one remains. But to be truly crowned the King Omega, you must battle more than the obstacles in your path. You must battle yourself. I don't know what that means. It's the finale to end all finales, as the one true champion is crowned. The fate of all that lives hangs in the balance, and a shocking decision will bring the DC universe to the next level, which is interesting considering the marketing that's going on for the DC Next Level books. We would type more, but honestly, anything else is a spoiler. So suit up, get ready, and leap into the final round. Also interesting, with DC Next Level coming, right? And the talk of Darkseid winning, the absence of Superman in his own book after this, right? So, like, it's a Superboy Prime focused book starting in issue number 36. Part of me wonders if we're about to see something similar to 52, where there was a time without, like, the big superheroes, right? Um, the only reason I don't know that that'll work is because the mainline Batman book seems to be completely unaffected by DC K.O., as does Wonder Woman, which is a little frustrating, to be honest. But I don't feel like you can have only Superman's book affected by this and have something like that. Now maybe we'll go without Superman for a period of time. But I'm not sure. I feel like there's a lot of different possibilities. But let's take a look at the oh, no. Wait, is this? I'm going to look at the previews here. Oh, there we go. And so the tournament's winners chosen: Darkseid, Face Me Darkseid, Lex Luthor, Adopt Your New Form, Fight for Your Crown. It's not going to go any further than that. That Darkseid is, but it's not. He's something new. This time, the window clerks. I don't know why this is so zoomed in. Okay. So I guess that's the extent of what we're going to get to see for DC K.O. Let me get my spacing figured out here a little bit. I don't know if I can make this work right now, which is really unfortunate because, okay, well, this is how we're gonna have to go with it. Yeah, so they're playing their cards close, and so it seems like there's not really anything after this. I wonder how many of these I read. 28 of 42. That actually doesn't seem like all that much, but like I didn't do Titans. I didn't really do the Flash. Um, I didn't do the Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. I stopped doing Aquaman when I realized it wasn't really like an actual tie-in. I didn't do that. The kids are all fight special. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess that adds up then. So then we end with DC K.O. number 5, and then I do wonder kind of where the next kind of round takes us. Now, interestingly enough, and I will skip a little far ahead, is Fury of Firestorm. So this is on Final Order Cutoff, and I actually went a little further out. Jeff Lemire writing Firestorm and Rafael De La Torre doing the art for Firestorm. Like this is going to be awesome. And I have to pull it. I have to. It's going to be great. It's probably going to be so good. I keep adding things to my pull list and I can't help it. But so like that's really what's happening next after DCKO, but I don't know where like the mainline story of DC is going after that. So DCKO, obviously on my pull list for this week. Very excited about that. Obviously, that's gonna be very telling. I might even try to do like a short, like 20-minute stream or something on Wednesday to talk about this. So but just keep your eyes peeled. But um, so Batman number 7, we've got the Joker is back. There's Joker. Oh, interesting. Cameo, Jason Todd, Illusion. Let's take a look at the preview. And we see whoever that is. Lower West Side, Josiah. Looks wants to talk. That is sick. That's an awesome one. Oh boy. Kill Switch. Oh man. So I'm guessing that's got to be, well, that can't be Joker. I don't know. Either way, I think it'll be good. It could be interesting. And like everyone complains about Joker being in like every Batman thing, but it's like he is extraordinarily popular. So they're going to sell more books when he's in them. That's just the fact of the matter. And then the last of the books on my pull list, which I would not be at all surprised to see this get delayed again, just because it's I wouldn't be surprised to see it get delayed because it's already been delayed, but uh, it got delayed like the week of the release. So it should be good. I don't really know. I mean, like, I enjoy the game. It's a good game, but it's yeah, it's. I mean, I think my kids are probably more excited for it than I am, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the last bit on my pull list. So really, for this week, it's just going to be Batman, DC KO, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm not really waiting on anything. I'm not behind on anything other than that I still haven't gotten issue number 2 of Skin Breaker, which I really just need to go online and bite the bullet and get it because I don't think that my shop's gonna be able to get it for me. So, so what's cool about this, right, is these books are all like post DC KO, right? And so Batman, Blood and Money starts here, okay? And then Superman, Superboy Prime Time starts here. And then, okay, this is an entire event, Reign of the Superboys. I didn't even realize that there was still a Supergirl series going on. But the fact that we have, oh, what's his name again? Boy Thunder. Okay. I don't want to pull the whole series, but I'll pull that book. Let's see what else is going on in this Reign of the Superboy. So first of all, to be clear, Reign of the Supermen is one of my favorite like arcs. I love that run. These are all core issues. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should dive into this 100%. But I've got Superman Unlimited, Superman. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll check out the beginning and then kind of figure that out as we go. But as the um at the end of this Superman number 35, I it's kind of a strange little piece that's like Superboy Prime talking to the Kents saying, "Actually, I was hoping you'd call me Clark." Um which I don't know. I find that a little odd. Um well, and so like Superboy Prime could really benefit from hanging out with the Kents. Like he needs to chill a bit. So but this will be a good jumping on point if you want to get into Superman or get into the current Superman run rather, because um you don't need to I don't think you need a whole lot of background for it other than knowing that Superboy Prime, I forget what event it was that he was like the big bad, but we have DC and Marvel's Superman, Spider-Man. See, there's no preview for that, which is a bummer. Ton of cool covers. Lots of great creators on this. So it's going to be good. I'm excited for that. That's final order cutoff tonight. So make sure you get that. Oh, and then this Superman number 36, also final order cutoff tonight. Justice League Unlimited. So this is another one. Amnesty starts here, right? So aftermath of the DC KO, the Justice League has to work even harder to protect mankind for whatever reason. And it means it's time for new blood to face new challenges. Who will join Wonder Woman and Batman to lead the new JLU. So something is happening to Superman. He is noticeably missing from all of this. I find it very interesting. I'm finding it very interesting that he is nowhere to be seen. I also want to point out this Bruno Redondo variant. I will certainly be getting this variant if it's available because that's hilarious. I love the fact that they're wearing sweaters of each other's costumes. That's awesome. Yeah. We'll just hope that I can get it. Is there symbol variant? Okay. So Justice League. And again, so like this is another good point to jump in. Someone made a point. First arc since issue number 5 not to be a crossover. Yeah, I mean, final order cutoff for this is tonight, so add that. Truthfully, for me, it's picked up quite a bit since it started, so I'm enjoying it. I'm not pulling this just because I have limited funds, right? But it's too funny that there's a Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla comic. There's also Godzilla and Robin Hood. It says at the bottom there. But like this, I feel like this is gonna be hilarious. I mean, it's just like the classic like looking Romeo and Juliet there, but then Godzilla kind of peeking out from behind the castle. It's just like too funny. I mean, it is very tempting to add it, but I can't do an $8 book that I just think seems funny. Now Superman Day is coming up in April. Okay. I believe I feel like they changed it to coincide with something rather than it being in like June when it normally is. But there's several what I believe to be free books, and this is not what I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that was an Action Comics thing, not Action. That's why I made the list. The Supergirl World Special Edition #1. That's a sweet Joelle Jones cover. She's a great artist. This is a perfect entry point for new readers and must have for Supergirl fans, only available for Superman Day. So I don't know if you need to like add these to the pull list or not. I think these are going to be free. Like the Batman Day books, most of those were free, I think. But my understanding is that Supergirl is kind of taking over Superman Day because of the release of the movie. I actually I'm wondering when the release date of that movie is. Maybe I had it flipped around and because it says the release date of the movie is June 26th. Superman Day. Celebrated April 18th. Oh, okay. April 18th was Superman's debut in Action Comics #1. Okay. Yeah, so there's a handful of those here, right? So Supergirl, The World, Superman, Time and Time Again. And so like this one is like actually a couple old stories, right? So Adventures of Superman 476. I feel like there was more than that, but oh, special edition features the full classic adventure from Adventures of Superman 476, the essential first chapter in one of the Man of Steel's most unforgettable quests. And there he is fighting a dinosaur. Because why not? Why even have superheroes if you're not going to have them fight a dinosaur from time to time? We can talk about this one. I added it here by accident. Um, I don't know what it is. Garth Ennis is on it. It's a big name. I see no comments from the league on it. It seems like it will be a comic book with art and words. This one I'm particularly excited for. We've got a final order cutoff for this next week. This would be a great spot to jump in. Um, Dan Mora is coming back to the series, and like that's going to be a huge one. And did I see we have a Weird Al celebrity cover? Okay. I wonder if my shop will add that to my list or not. But that's a great cover. Oh man, that's too funny. I have for issue number 1, I have the Jerry Seinfeld cover. That's awesome. Yeah, so issue 49 was the end of or I guess will be the end of the Ultraman. See, now that I think about it, have I read issue number 49 yet? Did I even get it? No, I didn't because it didn't come out yet. So issue 49 will be the end of the Ultraman Owlman thing, like little 2-issue arc that they're doing. And then this is like the long awaited issue number 50. I was concerned that this was going to be the end of the series, but as you can see, we have a solicit for issue number 51. Um, yeah, I don't know. No, I'm excited for issue number 50. It should be a good one. The Marvel side of the Spider-Man, Superman, Spider-Man crossover. The pull numbers on these kind of surprise me. Considering like Batman has like 30,000 and this has like 8. So, but I'm getting both of them. I think it's going to be cool. Um I love a good crossover. I mean, they're just fun. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog number 86 here. 85 is coming out in 2 weeks with a fantastic cover with the reflection on Metal Sonic's head. Um, and this is continuing here. I wonder what other solicits we have here. Attack on the Master Emerald. Okay. Knuckles is finally around. I don't know where this is going. That cover looks like it's supposed to be whoever the big baddie is, but I don't know. Maybe Ian Flynn's too sophisticated to just bring back an existing character for this big bad. He's just creating a new one because he's a boss. Okay, so this one I had to draw attention to because Bizarro Year None, first of all, hilarious pun. Second of all, Kevin Smith's writing it, which is cool. Um, oh my gosh, there's another Dan Mora Weird Al. Wait, it's called Dan Mora Totally Normal Al Yankovic cameo variant. My gosh. Like, first of all, is this considered a next level book? I saw somebody made a comment about that. I don't see the actual cover, so I don't know. Um, but I Let me see, as it says, 4-issue miniseries. It's 4 issues, but also Kevin Smith. So 3 will be delayed for a year, and then 4 will be quietly canceled and never come out. Oh man. Yeah, DC's been crushing it with these announcements, though. Like, let's be honest. Okay, this one I added just the first issue to my pull list. I am officially declaring here that this is the next dork big big collector's item, Royals #1. I'm I'm pulling it because it sounds interesting, but also because I think it could probably be something of value. Um, at this point, you just got to guess, right? I mean, you can't really. There's really no way to tell if something's going to be, valuable or not. What's interesting about this is we've got final order cutoff next week, and there's only 500 people pulling it. So I imagine that it might be a fairly low print run. Um, but I'm not a speculator. I can't get my heart into the actual speculating. So this one, and I think you saw me at it. It I really liked the old 80s Firestorm, 70s and 80s, I think. Um, and Jeff Lemire, I mean, like, let's say for every 10 books, right, Jeff Lemire writes, 9 of them absolutely blow it out of the water, and the 10th one is also pretty good. So he rarely misses. And then Rafael De La Torre, he was on Penguin, which I really liked, and I can't help but feel like he was on a Daredevil book for a bit. Yes, he was on Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. He like filled in for um Marco Cicchetto for a bit, but like this looks like it's going to be awesome. And then also, the community of Belford, Colorado is a sleepy small town. The people say hello to their neighbors, attend town hall meetings, and root for the local high school football team on Friday nights. But this idyllic small town is thrown upside down when the nuclear man arrives and starts experimenting. Firestorm has turned buildings into sand and people to glass with no remorse and no warning. But what exactly provoked Ronnie Raymond to commit this heinous act, and can anyone contain the fury that is Firestorm? So he's like, holy smokes. Okay, that's funny. Martin Stein. Oh man. Oh, look at that. Called it. That's awesome. Now, this is going to be awesome. Who is Ronnie Raymond? Who's Ronnie Raymond, and how to become the powerful nuclear man Firestorm? Is there an answer in his past that sheds a light on how he went rogue? This is going to rock. I'm glad I'm pulling this. And then the last book here is Ordained Presents the Machine. So Ordained is um the uh the book about like the Ordained is a book about he's a priest that's a former Marine, and he hears the last confession of, or what was supposed to be the last confession of, like, this Irish mob boss. And then the Irish mob boss survives and then puts a head out on the priest because he heard all of the terrible things that he did. Um, and so the first issue is really well done. The second one's coming up shortly, but I guess this is related to it in some sort of way. So, New York Times bestselling writer Robert Venditti and powerhouse artist Trevor Hairsine join forces for an essential new chapter in the Ordained mythos with an all-new bone-crushing special. When his hired thugs fail to take down Father Roy, crime boss Cormac Byrne calls in the only man he can trust to finish the job, the ruthless hunting killer for hire known as the Machine. An unrestrained force of blue-collar brutality, the Machine doesn't hesitate. He doesn't stop until the work's done. meet the man tasked with cleaning up Burns' mess, and in this brutal no prisoners one shot, and witness how the machine takes care of his business. So it's it's like a side branch of the ordained, um, which is interesting. Uh, it makes me wonder if they just like Venditti just really didn't feel like he could fit everything he wanted to in that story with the number of issues that he had. But I mean, I like the first issue enough to add this one shot onto my pull list as well. Um, I don't know. I mean, like, let's look and see. Actually, let's go to my pull list. When does Ordained #2? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's coming out next week. Next week's a big week. I like that a lot, and I just added Supergirl to it. Um, now, I mean, it's it's a good time to be a comic fan for sure. There's there's so much good stuff out there, and yeah. So upcoming this week, and books that you can expect me to talk about next week are going to be Batman #7, DC K.O. #5, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I also ones that I haven't gotten to yet that I will probably be talking about are Justice League Unlimited #16 and Void Rivals #27. So the other thing I want to do is I'm planning on recording sort of a unboxing for a couple Archie Sonic purchases that I made. I want to start kind of documenting my pursuit to collect all of the Archie Sonic comics, which is going to be a huge undertaking and a very expensive one. But I'm not in any rush to complete it, so I'm okay if it takes me a while. And I'll just, slow and steady wins the race. So make sure you keep an eye out for those. Uh, that is all that I have for this evening. Thank you so much to everyone that watched, and make sure that you like the video and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. It's just at Comics with Dan. I'll post some shorter stuff there, maybe the pull list every once in a while, things like that. And and everyone have a great evening, and thanks for watching.